You are live.
Well, the Finance Committee together from November 3rd and 2nd, 2023 at 11:53 a.m. Motion to approve minutes of prior committees. Supervisor Green, Supervisor Runyon, and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Privilege of the floor on public comment. Anybody like to speak to the committee at this time? Hearing none, we'll go into action items. Here, the request for transfer of funds as attached for committee approval. Motion to bring to the floor. Supervisor Runyon, Supervisor Bruno on the second. Any questions, any discussion? So, you know, as I look through this, I thought we closed out a bunch of these cap projects like Attica Drive last year, but they keep track of it, so. Any further discussion? Call the question. All those in favor of item 1, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item 1 passes. Item 2, request items to be discussed by the county administrator. County administrator?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Item 2A, the journal report of transfers that were approved by the county administrator staff for September 2023. Just ask if you have any questions on that. There wasn't anything that jumped out for the assistant county administrator.
Just thinking, you know, some of these things, as we make these journal entries, does that help us reflect actual cost for when we are doing budgeting for the following year, just to be able to say?
Yes. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, we give the departments authority to move funds
Mhm.
for certain codes, their equipment, and their contractual costs. It still has to go through the approval process, and we're, part of that is after it's approved, it is reported here through finance, but we understand that there's gonna be some.
Absolutely. I noticed there's just things like automotive or something, so that when you're planning for the next year, do you know, like, oh, we under budgeted for automotive, we better up that for this. Okay. Then report, how about the request?
Item 2B is a request for $185,415 from budget code A909, general fund unappropriated surplus, and $2,000 from budget code B909, county road fund unappropriated surplus to cover a portion of the cost of equipment purchases in 2023. So this is we're taking money from the general fund basically to make these equipment purchases. Purchase them this year instead of next year.
Motion to bring it to the floor. Yep. Supervisor Thomas, Supervisor Runyon on second. Discussion.
Yeah, this lowers the amount of money we'll have to raise for the 24 budget by this amount.
So these would be planned anyway for purchases at one point or other.
Plus that we received, and rather than waiting to purchase it in 24, we're asking them to do it this year.
Any further discussion on this item? Yes, Superintendent
I
Hajos.
just have a quick question. So we have to encumber and spend this money before the end of the year.
Need
So
to be
this will be approved at the board meeting on the 17th, and then right after that we can. Okay, yes, thank you.
And this is something we tend to do every year for these.
We've done it the last
Yeah,
two or
last
three.
couple years.
Good. I'll call the question. All those in favor of 2B, say aye.
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 And opposed? 2B passes. 2C, request to amend the budget and move 50,000 to cover remainder of cost of equipment purchases.
And that's for the same reasons.
Should have done together, I guess. Bring it to the floor. Supervisor Thomas, Supervisor Bruno. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed? None. Motion carries for 2C. Item 3, referral from County Facilities Committee to amend the budget for $8,315 with surplus Balloon Festival funds to cover excess overtime. Bring it to the floor. Supervisor Runyon. Second by Supervisor Bruno. Thank you. Discussion. Hearing none, call the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Go on to 4, referrals from criminal justice and public safety. Will, upon request, no objection, we'll do for A and B together. And it is to reflect the receipt of grant funding, $23,974 and $24,000 brought to the floor by Supervisor Gerasi, seconded by Supervisor Bruno. Discussion? Hearing none, call the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No opposed. 4A and B carry. Item 5, referrals from Public Works Committee. Request to increase cap project H 390 Bridge and Culverts in the amount of $415,894.67. Motion to bring it to the floor. Supervisor Thomas with Supervisor Runyon on the second. Discussion. And this is for the Riverbank County Road 11 culvert replacement. Okay. And this is transfers out of cap projects. And we have the money in cap projects. Yes, Superintendent Hajos.
Not supervisor. Yes, we do have, I would say that I don't want this in the resolution to read that it's for a certain project. We're putting in our capital project for bridge and culvert money to be used for any bridge and culvert. We do have a culvert issue up on, which is listed in there. Some of the money will go towards that.
Okay, but it's open for other.
Yeah, I don't, if the resolution reads as specifically that one, then that's all that money could be used for. We ran into that in the past with some of the bond money that was specific to something, so I'm trying to avoid doing that again.
Yeah, that treasurer's office gets particularly, don't they? Yeah.
I didn't say you wanted.
Does you want to say something? No. Okay, we're all clear on item 5. We have a motion on the floor. Call the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed? Motion for 5 carries. 6, finances on what just came out of personnel. And this is 5C to appropriate $50,000 from general fund unappropriated surplus to the attorney's budget to cover cost of insurance deductible in the matter of Barton and Frank versus County of Warren. Bring it to the floor. Supervisor Runyon, Supervisor Bruno on the second. You were all present. I think we all heard the discussion on that. Any further discussion? We'll call the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Pending items? None this month. Back to privilege of the floor and public comment. Anybody wish to speak? Hearing none, we'll take a motion to adjourn. Supervisor Gerasi, Supervisor Bruno on the second. All those in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned 12:01.